Just one more take. Chapter 4. Final frame. They hadn't planned for this to be the last time. But ending have a way of sneaking in. Not with a bang, but with a pause. A silence that stretches just long enough to mean more than words ever could. Jake didn't ask Min to leave that night, and Min didn't try. They didn't talk much after that final moment. Just stood in the hush of the apartment, arms wrapped around each other, like the weight of what wasn't said could be held between them. Later, Min had followed Jay to bed. Clothes had slipped off not like seduction, but like surrender. No script, no tension. Just skin against skin. Breaths shared under a comforter that suddenly felt too thin to hold what they were becoming. They made love slowly, not hungrily, but as if confirming something that had never needed words. Only contact. And afterward, Min didn't pull away. He stayed. Face turned toward Jay. Fingers drifting lazy line across his shoulder, until they both drifted into sleep. When Jay woke up next morning, Min was still there, but only for a moment. He kissed Jay's temple, whispered,
"We'll figure it out,"
then left. No follow-up, no plan. Just the echo of sentence that sounded less like a promise and more like a question. Jay stared at the door long after it closed. He didn't text, didn't call, because figuring out meant something different to each of them. And Jay had learned that hope without clarity was just waiting in disguise. So he didn't wait. He went back to work, memorized new lines, took early call times, stayed late. He didn't look at headlines, didn't reread the last message. But when he lay down at night, alone now, he could still feel Min's hand on his skin. And that was the problem. It still felt like home. Outside, spring was trying its best. Warmer light through his windows. New shoots pushing through sidewalk cracks. Even the wind had softened. Jay noticed all of it. And none of it. Then came the knock. Jay opened the door, but didn't step aside. Min stood in the hallway, his carry-on slung over one shoulder. Jet lag clung to him in soft folds. He looked like a man who had come straight from the airport. Because he had. Jay leaned against the door frame, arms crossed. He didn't smile.
"You didn't call."
Min met his gaze.
"I needed to see you first."
Jay exhaled, a tired sound that didn't hide the ache beneath.
"I'm tired.
A pause.
Of work. Of secrets. Of us."
The silence that followed wasn't sharp, but slow. Like something familiar being folded and packed away for good. Min didn't argue, didn't beg. Instead, he stepped forward, just far enough for the light from Jay's living room to catch the edge of his jaw.
"I love you,"
he said. It wasn't dramatic, wasn't dressed in apology. It was worn in, like something he'd been holding every day, and had only now dared to show. Jay froze. The breath left him in an uneven gust. For all the scenes they rehearsed, for all the lines they pretended to feel, this one, unscripted and raw, hit hardest. Min's eyes searched his.
"I didn't know how to be this.
He admitted.
But the whole flight home, I kept thinking, if I landed and didn't see you first, I'll regret it."
Jay's hand stayed on the doorknob. For 1 second. Then 2. Then he stepped forward. His hand found Min's shirt. Not a grip. Not a push. Just enough to pull him in, chest to chest, silence to silence. And then, he held him. No kiss, no drama. Just the kind of closeness that didn't ask for permission anymore. The world moved on fast. The article, the Chateau Dore image, forgotten within a week. A bigger scandal broke somewhere else. Louder, darker, and hungrier. It swept men off the trending list and into the next round of press tours and screenings. In the meantime, something else changed. Men stopped hiding. Not in the dramatic way of bold hand-holding or red carpet declarations, but in the smaller, more significant ways. He stopped wearing hats pulled low. Stopped calling Oni at night. He texted Jay in daylight now, sometimes with a blurry photo of his lunch and a single word caption, bored. They met in public. Once even in a quiet bookstore cafe. Min bought Jay a latte and didn't flinch when someone recognized him. Jay noticed. He noticed everything. The way Min no longer checked behind him when they walked through a park. The way he said, "I'll see you later," instead of, "I'll text when it's safe." It wasn't perfect. It wasn't public. But it was something. Jay's new project picked up pace. A gritty, low-budget drama shot on the outskirts of town. Long hours. Cold sets. No trailers. But it felt real. Honest. Like something he could grow inside, not just survive. Min, meanwhile, became harder to hold on to. The closer his premiere came, the more the world demanded of him. His voice, when it came through the phone, always sounded like it was in motion. Airport echoes, car doors shutting. Sometimes they passed between visits. But when he was in town, he came home to Jay. They stayed mostly at Min's. Less chance of being seen. Nights were quiet, familiar. No fireworks, just brushing teeth side by side and falling asleep with feet tangled. It was a rhythm made of compromise and late returns. Then one night, Min arrived without warning. Jay heard the key turn in the lock and looked up from the floor. Min stepped inside, still in his interview clothes. But he looked tired. Jay stood.
"You're back."
Min didn't answer right away. He crossed the room, leaned against the wall like gravity was pulling harder than usual. Then he pulled a folded card from his inner jacket pocket and held it out. Jay blinked.
"You want me to see it?"
Min shook his head, then looked directly at him.
I want you there.
Not backstage, not in the wings. There. Jay's throat caught. Not from nerves, from the deliberateness of it. Min stepped closer.
You're the only part of this that's ever felt real.
Jay looked down at the invite, then back at Min. They didn't kiss. Didn't need to. But in the moment, Jay knew. Min wasn't offering a favor. He was offering a place beside him. The opening night. The theater bus with soft chaos. Cameras clicked, stylists fitted. Publicists murmured last-minute changes into Bluetooth earpieces. Jay stood near the edge of the velvet rope line. Unnoticed. He didn't mind. That wasn't why he was here. He watched as Min arrived. The crowd surged with flashes, and Jay let the distance settle between them like a curtain. But then, Min saw Jay and walked over. No handlers, no delay. Just walked right up and said,
You look good.
But when the lights dimmed and everyone moved towards their assigned seats, Min reached for Jay's wrist, not dramatically, just enough, and led him down the aisle. He didn't sit with the cast. He sat beside Jay. The movie started. Soft piano over opening credits. A street cafe set lit with amber light. Jay remembered the scene before it even appeared. The moment of almost a kiss. The one where Min had first touched his hand. The one that had never made it into the final cut. But something else had. A kiss. On screen. Min leaned in toward the lead actress. Perfect lighting. Clean angles. A kiss rehearsed 100 times. Shot in 5 takes. Jay stared at the screen. Min leaned close. His breast brushed Jay's ear.
That kiss.
He whispered. Voice low enough to be lost beneath the soundtrack.
Was supposed to be ours.
Jay turned his head slowly. The theater glowed dimly, casting flickers of light across Min's jaw. Min didn't look away. And then, Min's fingers found Jay's hand, finding its match in the dark. And Jay didn't pull away. Just tightened his fingers, quietly, like a yes spoken through touch. They held each other till the credits rolled. And somewhere between the lights and silence, they had already chosen each other. In the quiet, in the light. And in that moment, that was enough. Thank you for listening to this story. If it moved you, please consider subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing it with someone who loved it too. It means more than you know. The music you're hearing is just one more take. It's available on all streaming platforms. And if you're listening on YouTube Music, the link's waiting for you in the description. More stories are on the way. Different lives, new hearts. Same truth. Love always finds a way. See you next time.